The same exact objectives is we're trying to improve every day. Can you be better in training session 7 than you were in 6? And today, are you better in? Can you work on being better in 8 than you were in 7? So the objectives for what we're whole thing for the spring. It wasn't a first half, second half thing. It broke the way it broke because of our schedule. So you can't practice during finals, and you obviously can't practice during spring break. So it was a nice break. It's kind of like having an open date during the regular season. So they came back, and we were picking up right where we left off. So I thought they did a really nice job on Tuesday. We'll see if it continues today.
Do you like having that break? Does it give you a sense of...
I don't care.
You don't care?
It's however the schedule falls, the schedule falls. So just this is how the schedule works, and we work off of it. It's the same thing when they ask you about your schedule in the fall. Like, do you like where your open date is? Well, we have no control on it, so I don't worry about it. So just tell us when it is, and we'll adjust accordingly.
On tape, how are the defensive backs looking on tape during spring?
They're good. I mean, they're doing a really nice job. We've got some veterans back there, and Darnay and Q Lake, and Blaylock has played a lot of snaps, and Gates has played a lot of snaps, and so hasn't Jay Shaw. Obviously with Pickett and Metter's gone, there's a little bit more playing time to be distributed with some of those other guys, but we're pleased with where they are right now.
Keyshawn was your South I didn't see right now.
Yeah, he's not here for the rest of the spring. Concentrate on academics, and he should be back for the beginning of the summer.
Okay, so he's still enrolled he's in spring.
I don't know where he is right now, but he's concentrating on academics, and we'll see him when he comes back at the end of the spring.
You had an addition, another guy come in, John Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah. How hard is that for him to come in?
Well, it's the same thing Chase Cota did last year. Some kids, it depends on when they can get out of high school.
Yeah.
He couldn't meet the January because I think he still had some finals to take in the beginning of January, so he wasn't ready for the January term. So he enrolled for the spring term. So we're excited. He looked good in day one. He's obviously just been first part of it, trying to figure out where to go. So, but day one, we're excited about it. So.
How do you feel about your depth at outside linebacker with where Keyshawn is with his status?
Yeah, I'm not concerned about that right now, and I'm not concerned about depth anywhere. I mean, we're not playing a game. We're not playing anybody. So it's trying to get guys reps, trying to get guys as much game experience from a practice standpoint as we can get, and then we'll see. We don't have to really worry about depth until we get ready to play Cincinnati. So
it's still really early, but what do you like about having John Ward here? Like, what does he bring to that position?
I don't know. We'll figure all that out. That is, I think the first part is it's really early. It's good to have anybody in early. They get a chance to practice. So when we start back up in August, it's not the first time they hear everything. They've already kind of been there, done that. So the one thing that we've learned with those guys is they don't act like freshmen they act like freshmen now, but they don't act like freshmen in the preseason camp when they come back here. So credit to him in terms of what he's able to do. Real smart kid. He was actually valedictorian of his high school class. But coming in early is a decision that we leave up to the individual. If they do, fantastic. If they don't, I understand the high school experience. Some kids are participating in spring sports, so it doesn't work out for them. Sometimes your high school doesn't allow you to do it, so it's neither a positive or a negative. We don't get mad at kids if they can't do it, but if they can, then I think it helps them.
From a recruiting standpoint, like, what did you see when you were recruiting him?
Big, strong, physical kid that is a tough, hard-nosed, go to work every day type of guy. So we're real excited and really smart football player. So excited to get him out here and integrate him into what we're doing.
How advantageous was it for Chase Griffin to actually start throwing?
Well, he's been throwing. It's just we just kind of got him on a pitch count. So this has been the plan all along. So it's always, I guess, to answer your question, it's always advantageous to have your quarterback throw. So I would say very.
What have you seen from Casimir Allen and Martell Irby building off their freshman years?
They're just starting to, I think, get more comfortable in terms of what we're doing. They both were kind of thrown into the mix. We had some injuries at that position, so those guys kind of ascended up the ladder a little bit there. So, they're starting to get more comfortable in terms of what we're doing. They got a pretty good understanding. They're both smart guys, but to kind of get it and get more reps and get more experience at it is always beneficial to them. So, I just think they look more comfortable.
You consider the numbers you have here a light numbers, and if you do, is it tougher to go through a camp?
I'm confused with the question.
Okay, you don't have a full boat of scholarship players and a full boat of players at this spring.
Yeah, but most people don't. I mean, you're usually graduating 25 or so in a recruiting class, so this is kind of a normal spring lineup for you. Everybody's going to add 25 or 30 guys when you roll into preseason camp and your numbers go up. So usually think we're in the mid-70s now. That's kind of normal, I think, for most people that are graduating. Depends on what the size of your senior class is. You know, we didn't have a big senior class, but we didn't have those numbers either. So we're probably where most people are in spring.
Are you expecting some of the guys who are in yellow jerseys to come off yellow jerseys sometime in the next few weeks?
I don't know. It's up to the trainer in terms of where they are. It's just good that some of them are starting to get integrated into things we're doing. You know, Kenny Churchill's involved in some things. Mimo's involved in some things. Josh Wood started to take some snaps. So we'll see how it goes along. That's all. The trainer determines all that. And so whenever he tells us those guys are ready to go, we're ready to go. So.
And then